Let me tell you about the day I finally understood what it means to be a son. You know, we often take our parents for granted, especially when we're young and think we've got it all figured out. I was that guy, stubborn, always right, and completely blind to the pain I was causing. I remember that rainy Tuesday evening when I stormed out of the house after another argument with my dad. He had suggested I reconsider my career choice, and I took it as an attack on my dreams. "You don't understand anything." Those were my last words before slamming the door. I drove around aimlessly, fuming, until I ended up at this small diner on the outskirts of town. As I sat there, nursing a cold coffee, an elderly man at the next table was telling his friend how much he missed his son who had passed away. "If I could just have one more conversation with him," he said, his voice breaking. That hit me like a ton of bricks. Here I was, blessed with parents who were alive and well, who had sacrificed everything for me, and what was I doing? Fighting over pride? Refusing to even listen to their perspective. Then I remembered all those times. Dad working overtime to pay for my college, skipping his own needs to buy me that laptop I wanted, showing up at every school event even when he was exhausted. And how did I repay him? With attitude and disrespect. The drive home that night was different. Each mile brought more clarity, more shame, and more understanding. When I walked through that door at midnight, Dad was still up, sitting in his favorite chair. Before he could say anything, I hugged him, something I hadn't done in years. "I'm sorry," I whispered, and I meant it with every fiber of my being. We talked until sunrise, really talked like two adults, like father and son. It wasn't about being right anymore. It was about understanding and respect. Sometimes it takes a stranger's story to make us see what's right in front of us. Now every time I'm about to let my ego take over, I remember that rainy night and the lesson it taught me. Being a son isn't just about sharing DNA. It's about honoring the love that raised us even when we disagree. You know what's funny? Dad's career advice that night? Turns out he was right all along. But more importantly, I learned that sometimes parents don't need to be right. They just need to be heard and respected. Like, share, and subscribe.